and welcome to that Eurovision site, Eurovision with a Slice of Life. Today I am here with Daniel.
Hello.
Hi. And I'm Shiloh, in case you can't see that from the Zoom name on my screen here. And today we are going to be chatting about one of the Eurovision artist and song reveals for 2024. Today we're going to talk about Poland and Luna with The Tower. So what do you want to say about it, Daniel? Because I didn't think ahead and
It,
write some questions ahead of time.
it's really fun. It's not something that I can see winning, but it is something I can see myself dancing around my bedroom to,
Hmm.
which is just as important to have songs like that every year, I think.
Yes. I've been listening to this song a lot at work. Um, I've also been listening to a lot of, well, I mean, first let's talk about Luna herself, like the singer and her vocal skills and things like that. So did you know about her before the contest?
I did not.
Yeah, so me neither, but I have had the immense pleasure of discovering the rest of her discography after listening to The Tower. Just, you put something on Spotify and she like starts coming up and I'm like, "Oh, I like
Yeah.
this song." And so you listen to it more and then you start like more of her stuff starts coming on shuffle because that's the way the algorithm works. And I've been really enjoying a lot of it. So regardless of how she does at Eurovision, I have definitely found a new artist to keep an eye on.
Yeah, same.
Um, and she really has a lovely voice. Danielle, I don't know if are you familiar with Aurora, like the Norwegian singer?
Yes.
Yeah, so Luna's music is a lot like that, but not in a really copycat way, It's just a very similar genre and a similar style of singing. And because I like the one thing, I find myself really enjoying the other. But I'm not sitting there
Yeah.
listening to it being like, oh, she's trying to be the Polish Aurora?
Yeah. I also thought that she had a pretty good range in the things she's able to do. Like, there's no two songs are the same, really. You got the Tower's a lot different to the rest of her discography. You've got the Elon Musk song I found strange but fun. And there's Lecco and Dynamite. Also, I enjoyed listening to today. I think
I really like Moja Miloš is I think what it's called. I like that one a lot. I don't think
it's,
I've heard the Elon Musk song though.
it's something about like how it's both exciting but also really morbid that people are exploring space. Very interesting.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. It is exciting and also very morbid.
I don't really think I've heard many people singing Polish before, so
Hmm.
that's a good new experience that's being provided, not at the
Hmm.
contest, but because of her as an artist.
Yeah. So that's fun. Um, Now I do wonder how her like style of singing is going to translate to the stage. Um, it's definitely her vocal style, which is, like very like thin and airy, isn't something that I feel like has translated well to Eurovision in the past. I sort of worry about her being drowned out by the rest of the live everything. Um, but like that's honestly like my main concern for the song is I don't know how she is live. I don't know if there's a video of her singing The Tower live out at this point. I don't think I've seen it.
I think I saw one on a talk show which you can't really use that as a good guide because
Hmm.
they'll do stuff to the audio, they'll for better or worse.
Yeah. And so, do you want to talk about the song?
It's not a song I would expect to be near the top of my rankings. It's my second place at the moment, and
Mine too, I think.
I didn't initially get into it, but then I think a day or two after I listened to it again, and then I listened to it like 15 more times.
Yeah.
And I know I'm just in the groove when I listen to it. I know all the fun parts, all the ad libs and all sorts of that stuff. It's just a very great 3 minutes that even if it doesn't get people voting, it will get people out their seats.
Yeah.
And I love songs like that.
Yeah. I think it's a really beautifully composed entry. I really like the sort of the layering of the instrumental. I It gives me simultaneously fantasy and sci-fi vibes at the same time.
Yeah,
Like the tower would be at home on literally any character playlist, and I
yeah.
love that. Um, and like it's a style of music that I enjoy. So I actually loved it first listen. And in fact, went into the That Eurovision site Discord chat and said something along the lines of, "Why is Poland good?" Because usually I'm not too impressed by them, but this
Yeah.
is really good, and I'm really excited about that.
I saw on her Wikipedia page that she describes the sound as cosmic pop, and I've never heard something make zero sense but also perfect sense at the same time.
Yeah,
Because I don't think cosmic pop's a thing, but if it is, that's what it is.
whatever it is, it's her. It's whatever she's
Yeah,
doing. So we like the song.
yeah,
And it's the two of us, you and me, here today because we have been very vocal about liking the song
yeah,
and specifically about playing it a lot on Spotify.
yeah.
Um, but how do we think it will do at Eurovision?
I think firstly, she could just, in her semi-final, I think she could just stand still and still qualify just because of who else is voting there. You've got Ireland, UK, Ukraine, Lithuania. They're going to vote for Poland, whatever. So I think instantly she through to the final. And I think she'll pick up votes, maybe a lot of like 3, 4 points from most countries, maybe in that semi-final. And I'd be maybe thinking top right of the scoreboard in the final.
That would be about where I would expect her to place, but for different reasons. My understanding of block voting is that you actually see more of it in the juries than you do with the televote, especially in recent years. And so with the semifinal being televote only as it is, I would actually worry about her chances of making it into the final in the first place because the Tower isn't really a very showy song. It's not a very show-offy song. It relies on, her vocals are not she's a very talented singer, but she's not a very showy singer in the way that tends to perform well at Eurovision. And I'm not sure how they're going to stage this. It could be good, it could be terrible. Um, but just given the way things went last year when we first had the televote only semifinal, I would be nervous about her chances of making it into the final in the first place. But I do think that if she gets into the final, that the juries will like the song. I think that she will
Yeah.
get jury points. Um, because again, I think it's a really well composed song. And juries, I have my opinions about the juries as, as political block voting and things like that. But ultimately what they are supposed to do in theory is to evaluate like the composition of the song, right? And the musicality of it. And I think that that is a category where this song would thrive if, the juries vote the way that they are technically supposed to. Do
Yeah.
the juries vote that way? No. But if they did, she would do well.
Yeah.
So I think upper right side would be a fair assessment, but for not the same reasons as you.
I'd also like to give a bit of kudos to TVP because there was a lot of controversy last year with everything.
Just all of it.
Just from start to finish, it was just very shady. And I think they've seen that. I'm sure recent events with like the government in Poland stuff might have contributed to this, but they were very, very transparent with here's the people who voted, here's who they gave all their points to. And if you don't like your song, you can't really say that we're biased because the people, they're not all like our employees. It's like former Eurovision contestants in there. Shout out Kashi and Mosh for a level of contrarianism even Ewan can't match, by the way.
Even Ewan, really?
I think she her points are just like only her giving them to all of them, and she gave 0 to the winner. So
That's hysterical. I love that for her. But do you know something? Even with that level of transparency, people are still so mad about this song, which I don't get.
I think no matter what song got won, people were going to be mad because they'd convinced themselves that something else was winning.
That
Like,
happened in Germany too, I think. Everybody
yeah,
was like, oh, it's going to be this person. And
the
then another
difference is
perfectly good
here,
song won. Yeah.
the person actually applied this time. In Germany,
Yeah.
that they really wanted the Hammer Lady. The Hammer Lady didn't even apply.
Yeah.
They were people were convinced that it's going to be Justina, but no, I'm sure Justina would have done great, but I'm happy we have Luna because she's got a good song. She'll
Hmm.
be a good representative, and she's a very good artist who I wouldn't have found otherwise. So
Yeah. And I also think that her song is really going to stand out against the field of competing entries that we
yeah,
have. You know, the songs that score well the year prior always influence the entries in the following year. And we have a lot of songs this year where we can look at them and we're like, ah, yes, this is squarely Cha Cha Cha's fault. Like Estonia, Finland, Croatia, songs like that.
yeah.
And I think that Luna's entry is really unique. Like it's
I
not
I was
necessarily
going to say
unique music full stop, but within the scale of what's at Eurovision, I don't think there's anything really like it.
it's not really something we hear too often. I don't think.
Hmm. At the contest, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's no, it doesn't really feel like a Eurovision song to me. It feels more like a radio pop song.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you there. And that's why I'm sort of worried about how it will do live because it doesn't feel like a Eurovision song. And so it's like, I don't know how they're going to stage this. I don't know what her stage presence is really going to be like. Um, I hope it's good. I would love to see the song do well. I would love it.
Would think it's really cool if they incorporated like from the music video like a chess set, like
Yeah.
them giant chessboards.
Mm-hmm. We
And
haven't had giant chests at Eurovision before, have we? Like on the
uh,
stage?
I don't think so.
We've had all sorts of weird pianos. We've had ovens. We've had shipping crates. We've never had a giant chess set. Like, come on, get on it.
And the song can end when she gets a checkmate.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. TBP. Hire Daniel.
You know my rates.
But how else would you like to see them stage this?
I Other than that, something that just matches the energy, like maybe bright colors, cheerful, happy-go-lucky, fun, I suppose.
Hmm.
I don't do staging, so
Yeah, that's not, I don't really have a visual mind the way some people have a
no.
visual mind. When I got on the call with Rory to talk about Slovenia, we we had this long discussion, mostly steered by him, about how he wanted to see Veronica staged. And I was sort of contributing, but I was just sort of throwing vibes at the wall like spaghetti and seeing if it would stick. Um, I don't I I don't want them to go really over the top with the staging for this.
I don't
That's
want
really
them
all I
to
have to say.
Poland the staging.
Right. I don't want the overlays and because it would make it feel cheap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there are parts of the song that are actually very elegant and very sincere at times. And having CGI, I don't know, like ice crystals or something going over her face or whatever would really take away from that. Anyway, so thank you for watching that Eurovision site. Make sure to like and subscribe this video and also check out that EurovisionSite.com for the latest Eurovision news. We're also on basically every social media you can think of except for like co-host. I think that's like the only real Twitter replacement that we don't have at this point. If you'd like to see us on co-host, tell us, I guess. Otherwise, we're at That Euro site everywhere else. And you can check out at That Euro podcast for That Eurovision podcast for things of podcast nature, if that's your thing. Daniel, where can people find you?
I am at Tojo Nation on Twitter.
And I am really only very occasionally on social media anymore. So if you really want to find me, you won't find anything interesting.
Send a carrier pigeon.
Right. Send a carrier pigeon to the United States to tell me that you don't like my opinions, right? Like
Yeah.
we need some more birds over here. I live in a city. The more birds, the merrier.
Do you not have pigeons?
We do have pigeons. I just like more birds. You know,
Yeah.
nature good.
Yeah.
That's really my opinion. Today is like the first nice day we've had in a while, so I'm recording outside without my mic stand, so I've been holding this. I don't know how my audio is gonna sound.
It sounds fine.
Okay, yeah. No, we're outside. We've got a little patch of dirt right over there. You can't really see it. And there's actually some birds out, funnily enough, but more birds. If you support me in my quest to get more birds in my East Coast city, you should send me a carrier pigeon telling me that you don't like my Eurovision opinions, or that you do like them. So that's what I have to say about that. Are we done?
I think so.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.